Hey guys, it's Vikram Baliga with Texas A&M AgriLife Extension here in Lubbock County. I was about to do some maintenance on the small aquaponics system and indoor container garden I've had growing in my office for most of this year. And I thought I'd take the chance to show y'all a little bit about how it works and just some of the high points and low points of maintaining something like this, especially indoors. Also, I'm preparing for an event called Taste of Science at the Science Spectrum here in Lubbock County, and we'll be doing some presentations on gardening and growing your own food and preparing your own food, and that'll be on November 7th. So I'll talk a little bit about that as well. Okay, so here is my basic setup. On the left here, I have my aquaponics system. Basically how that works is the fish in the tank down at the bottom will fertilize the water like they do, and the water will be pumped up into this top tank. Now, pretty much the only thing I have that's plugged in and running here is this outlet for a pump. There's also a small air pump that feeds the tank. That's not strictly speaking necessary, but I like to have the extra amount of air going into the tank just to keep it aerated. This part right here is called a bell siphon, and pretty much how it works is as the tank fills up, which you can see it doing right now, you can see that the water level has come up a bit. It'll start to drain, which I think you can kind of hear at the moment, and it'll start to drain down into the main tank here. Once the water level reaches a critical line, which is somewhere just right in here, it'll start a siphon, and as that happens, it'll begin to pull water down out of the tank. It's all based on physics. There's no secondary pump which runs the siphon, and pretty much it will continue to drain like you can see it doing. I apologize that the tank is a little bit dirty, but it will continue to drain until the water level reaches somewhere down in here. What that does is allows for some dry down time in the tank. Plant roots need to not be completely submerged all the time, and so the air gap that gets created by intermittent dry down periods is good for the plants. Over here, I have actually in potting media some lettuce, radishes, and tomatoes planted. I also had peppers, but they never germinated for some reason. In this one, I have two overhead fluorescent glow lights, or plant lights, excuse me, that will provide the spectrum of light that the plants need. I also have an additional grow bulb on the side there, which mostly is intended to create heat. I try to keep that bed at about 75 to 80 degrees, which is a good growth temperature for a lot of plants. I'm hoping to get some production out of it so I can use it at Taste of Science. Get a little bit closer, you can see that I have a lot in there. Probably next week I'll make another video talking about transplanting, but I'm actually going to pull some of those out and transplant them into this other aquaponic environment like I've done with this tomato here and these two radishes here. Couple of points, I do have grow bulbs on this part as well, and I do feed my fish. There is a way to set up the system so that they don't need to be fed. They'll feed on plant roots and whatever else is in there, but I'm not quite set up that way, so I do feed them about once a day. I don't really worry about it too much over the weekend. I've named them, but I can't remember any of their names. This one's Batman, and I think this one's Dave. But besides that, I can't remember. So anyway, feel free to contact me here at the Lubbock County office with any questions about aquaponics or home gardening in general. Our number is 806-775-1740, or you can find us online at lubbock.agrilife.org. Thanks, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend.